Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Audiobooks Africa again. And remember, audiobook is all about reading out indigenous books and indigenous novels and indigenous reports on Africa since the post-colonial and the pre-colonial eras, and also doing colonialism that capture the Africans and written by the Africans themselves. So, yeah, we're going to read out some important novels that captures the African science, African worldview, African traditional religion, African economic system, African political system and political settings, and African social cultural heritage, and also the African and the world, African interaction with the Europeans, African interaction with the Arabs, African relationship with the external world, and how Africa was disturbed and distracted from their indigenous practices. That and upon the time they started embracing and external and external factors such as religion, economy, and Western education. And one of these, the first external forces that came to Africa was the Arabs and the Islamic religion. The Arabs came from the east, from northeastern region of Africa, and they came through the Sinai and entered into Egypt. And from Egypt, they spread the rest of Africa, and touching out the Egyptians, the Berbers, the Moors, and also the Tuareg down to the Sudanese areas where we now have today as North Africa and also some parts of West Africa. So, after that period in history, there also came the transatlantic slave trade that came with when the Europeans started developing interest in Africa. I remember that the Europeans didn't just stay and start coming to Africa. There are factors, there are reasons, there are historical factors that led to their coming to Africa. And part of these historical factors was basically on the area of trade. And before now, before Islam, the period of Islam expansion, Islamic expansion, and the Ottoman Empire, the Europeans were in a constant trade with the Arabs in the east. And for them to exploit the Arabs, they have to go through the what we have today as the Balkan states, and which is Greece, some Slavic countries down to the Turkey, and from Turkey they go down to Arab areas, the Asian minors and the Arab areas, and then they trade with the Arabs and the Indians. The Indians comes with their wares, and the Arab people serve as a mediator between the Europeans. They serve as a middleman between the Arab and between the Europeans and the Indians. The Indians, they produce they produce a lot of stuff such as spice